Today's video is a lot of fun because I don't just have a big evolution leak today for FC25 Dreamchasers. I don't just have a couple of leaks for squad building challenges that may be on their way. I don't just know about the next promo in FC25. No, we know some leaks for FC26. As of today, this is the first video covering something we now know about FC26. There are new hero cards already added that we're expecting to drop in 6 months' time. We'll cover that today, but we'll also cover some investments that are going to make us some coins with this new Max 89 evolution in today's video. So if you're excited, drop a like on the video right now, subscribe to the channel. Let's hop into it. Do you need coins in FC25 Ultimate Team? Then go to u7buy.com. It is the quickest, most reliable, and the safest platform on the internet. Big creators use it. It has the best reviews. And if you use my code NITRO, you're going to get an extra 8% at checkout. You can even get specific players you want to add to your Ultimate Team straight from u7buy. And if it's your first time, you'll get a newcomer's bonus added to what you get. Link down below. ReFIFA says there's 8 new FUT heroes coming to EA Sports FC, hashtag FC25, hashtag FC26. Now, we don't have an exact date for these cards. We don't know if they're actually going to drop on day 1 of FC26 or if they might even come late in the cycle for FC25 Ultimate Team. But what we do know is that all of these players are licensed by EA Sports now, and they've already been released on the EA mobile app. Not the companion app, it's the different game that you can play on your phone owned by EA Sports. And it correlates every single time. Whatever heroes are dropped in that game end up being heroes that are dropped in actual Ultimate Team as well, which is very exciting because some of these names are awesome, like Cesc Fabregas, who absolutely deserves a hero, if not an icon, right? Cambiasso, I don't think too many people are complaining about. You've got big names on here. Barzagli, obviously a part of that dominant Juventus squad during the 2010s. Mandzukic, also part of that team, as well as, Bayern Munich and a couple of other big clubs. Michael Carrick is in there. Jean Kohler, I'm excited for that one as a Dortmund fan. And then you've got Gilberto Silva. That's the old Arsenal defender. The last one on this list, and I'm not saying that all of these guys are on the same caliber of player. Like Cesc Fabregas is probably on another echelon than the rest of these guys anyway. You definitely have a big step up from Michael Carrick to Cesc Fabregas, but you also have a pretty big step up from Fellaini to Michael Carrick. I just don't know how Fellaini's getting into this team. I mean, the bar is set a lot lower for these hero cards, I feel, than initially when they were released. Because who is Marouane Fellaini a hero to? Was it Man United before he left to China? Was it the Chinese Super League? I don't know, but he's getting a hero card, and that surprises me quite a bit. Because if Fellaini can get a hero card, I mean, every single player who plays for a top 6 team in England or a top, team in pretty much any of the top 5 leagues, they could get a hero card by the time they retire. If Fellaini can get one, anybody can get one. That's all I'm saying. But that is, a nice list of players that are pretty exciting to use, given the fact that, we were just using a lot of these guys in Ultimate Team a couple years ago. And Mario Mandzukic, I remember using him in FIFA 14 when he was really overpowered, and he had a great team of the season that year. So I'm excited to see what stats they'll have on those hero cards come FC 26. But that is kind of what we know about what leaks are coming for FC 26 so far. It is only March, so there are plenty more to come. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel, Nitro Gaming, right now, because over the summer, when we get more and more information about FC26, we are going to be covering all of that throughout the year. So make sure to subscribe right now. But let's head back over to FC25 content, because we've got some coins to make this week. And one of the ways that we can make coins right now is actually going to be off of an evolution that has just been leaked about 24, or it looks like 28 minutes ago now. So we've got a Dreamchasers evolution coming as center defensive mid. Pedri and Casemiro can be used. That's information we know. So what I did was I went out off to Futbin and I typed in the maximum stats for all of these cards. So I looked at these stats between Pedri and Casemiro, knowing that we can use both of those, right? I made sure that I put the maximum pace at 85, the maximum shooting at 79, maximum 88 passing, so on and so forth, into Futbin to see what other center defensive mids have that maximum stat. So we'll assume that these cards can also fit into that evolution, and we have some right here like Frankie de Jong, who's 265k, already up about 18% right now. You have Claude Makelele, who could be a very good one. Winter wildcard Makelele right there for 261k, looks very good. Chouameni for 218,000 coins can also play center back. You assume that they're going to get a nice stat upgrade to the pace, and I think that's all Chouameni needs to go up in price quite a bit from 218,000 coins. Even N'Golo Kante, Marcel Desailly should be a good one. You could even go down a little bit farther and possibly go in on maybe a Pedri in form. I'm not sure some of these lower priced ones are going to move all that much, but I do know that we're going to see a nice rise today. Even into the hype, we might see some of these cards rise. Like we've already seen a 15% rise for Kante and a 17% rise for, Frankie de Jong. We look at this Marcel Desailly, who can play CDM but also center back. You give him a nice upgrade on that card from 103,000 coins. I mean, he could go to 120 and beyond. So I think that a lot of these cards are very good investments, and you'll be able to upgrade some of those untradeable center defensive mids that you have in your club right now. I'll also... I don't believe that free Jude Bellingham can actually play center defensive mid. I was going to wonder if he could fit, because that free Jude Bellingham is 89 rated that we got back in December. It's only a matter of time before he could probably fit into an evolution if you still have him. But I don't think that's going to be today, unfortunately. But I've still got some investments beyond just these center defensive mids that could be very, very good. And one of those is going to be from Team of the Week number 27. We talked about this yesterday when he was 195,000 coins. Messi is now 209,000 coins, and I think he's going to rise pretty much until this weekend. So I really like this investment, but he is kind of at a high point. We maybe should wait till content today, see if he comes down a little bit. 209 is pushing it, but if you can get him for under 200, I think that there's some upside to him. And Frimpong right there for 25k. If you can get that card for like 23 or less, I like that as an investment. You could even take a risk on the Bruno Fernandes card right there. There's no center defensive mids that I absolutely love from this Team of the Week, but maybe Fabian Ruiz could fit this new evolution today, and that might end up being a good card that goes up. So, I mean, there's not much risk. If you were to buy that card for 14k or less today, right now, and then just hope that he gets used in this evolution, he might not, and he might not move in price. But again, you're not really risking anything with that. So if you have a small amount of coins and you want to, go for that, Fabian Ruiz is sitting there, and it could be a decent card with an upgrade, because 82 plus on every single stat already is pretty solid. Nothing on the bench that really entices me, though. I think those are the only cards that I would look at as an investment right now. Now, when we look at Dreamchasers, we're getting closer to Thursday. Are these cards going to be good investments going out of packs? I don't really think so. Dreamchasers Team 2 is going to come. Then we're going to get Immortals. And over the course of these next 2 weeks, the market's going to continue to drop pretty heavily. And then Team of the Season is going to roll around. And we'll actually see a market boom during the first couple weeks of Team of the Season. And that's when we should start investing. But I think it's still a little bit early. However, if you were to buy some of these cards on Thursday morning at Division Rival Rewards, especially targeting cards that are probably going to be center defensive mids like Archie Gray. This is a card that's probably going to drop a lot today and tomorrow and Thursday morning. Right now, he's 190,000 coins. You can see he's kind of dropped a little bit over the last couple hours and then rebounded 184k. I think he goes down a lot today with the release of a center defensive mid evolution, because a lot of people are playing him there. The good news for him, he can also play center back and right back. That's a card that will rebound. And even if he drops a little bit today because of this evolution, buying him on Thursday morning, this card could actually have some upside with Dreamchasers. Whereas some cards like Harry Kane, I really wouldn't invest in him. I really wouldn't go out and get cards like Nwaneri. Even though they are good cards for right now, it's just they're going to drop out of packs in the long run over the course of the next couple of weeks, even if there is a slight rise on Thursday night and throughout this weekend. So there are a couple of cards that might be good. Are there any other center defensive mids? Because that is kind of the topic of the day. It looks like Berg is the only other true center defensive mid. None of the other cards actually have CDM on that. So with that being said, Archie Gray could be the card that we're looking out for over the next couple of days as an investment. Is it time to invest yet? No, but it will be in the next 48 hours for sure. Dreamchasers Heroes, there's no center defensive mids there. And then Dreamchasers Icons, we have this Makalele. We, of course, know that this was an untradeable Makalele, actually, this SBC. But this one right here is tradable, and you should be able to use it in today's evolution. So that 87 Makalele might rise, and then this 92 Makalele might drop. The 92 might end up being a decent investment over the next couple of days. So those are cards that I'm looking at buying definitely this week at Rivals Rewards. Other than that, guys, CDMs are going to be on the move today. Keep an eye out for that market entirely. And now let's go ahead and talk about some SBCs that are leaked to come as well. Here's a list of all of the SBCs and objectives that are meant to or have already came out this week. Hullet, obviously, Dembele, Upamecano, Solskjaer, those have all come out. We just saw Bayer and Sergio Roberto yesterday. Ben White's been out for a couple of days, and a couple of those cards on the bottom have already been released into objectives, but we have not yet seen Correa, the striker there. Probably I'm not going to do that SBC or objective once it comes out. I already have enough strikers. I actually have too many strikers because I have Cristiano Ronaldo, Team of the Year icon Cantona, and the new Luis Suarez evolved card to make it 94 rated. So I'm not going to do Correa, but he might be cheap enough to where some people with a lower budget squad could do it. Then we haven't seen Angelino yet. Actually looks like a usable left back, and he's not too high rated. Right now, of course, we're seeing 89 max for the evolutions. Eventually, that will change to 90, probably at the beginning of team of the season in a couple of weeks, or maybe even sooner. So eventually, that's a card that could actually be evolved. So maybe doing that as an objective or SBC, and then hoping that it gets an upgrade over the course of the next month or so in an evolution could be a move. We also have not yet seen Fratesi. I don't believe, actually, no, we have seen Fratesi, I believe, dropped already, but we have not seen Marquez, the center back right there. And that one, of all the SBCs left, and I'd assume that's going to be an SBC and not an objective, that's probably going to be the most exciting card, because center backs, even though we've seen a few of them this week, like Upamecano, I'm not sure which one's going to be better, him or Marquez, because, that Marquez card does look pretty good with that 93 defensive stat. And of course, heroes just have aura in game that the regular cards, even if they get upgrades, they don't quite have. So I might do that Rafa Marquez SBC, because I do have a little bit of a hole on my squad to fill at center back. And I've kind of been holding out doing that Upamecano, waiting for this Rafa Marquez to actually drop. So here's the current squad. Obviously, we're still evolving Luis Suarez. I cannot figure out how to get Eric Cantona into this team as well, unless what we do is actually put, Cantona at striker and Luis Suarez, who can play right wing now that we've evolved him. And then we could actually put Maradona here once our Nwaneri finishes. That's decent. I don't know how good Luis Suarez is probably going to be on the wing, though. It just doesn't make much sense to me to play 3 strikers and have 2 of them be wingers, but I don't know. It might work. I might give it a go and then put Rafa Marquez right there to finish off the squad. I still need a right back really badly, but that's about it for today's video. If you have any tips or tricks to improve my squad or any ideas, let me know down in the comments. And if you made it to the end of today's video, go ahead and comment FC26 hype. It's a little bit early for that, but I think it's kind of funny. And this is actually our first FC26 video, technically. So, you know what? FC26 hype down in the comments below. I'll drop a heart on everybody who does so, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.